Hello, I'm Cosmic, and this is Cosmic Commentary. I was spending the last few days watching the Lego scandal on Asmon's Gold channel, and then I went to Reckless Spins. Awesome, great channel. I'm going to be watching more of his stuff here soon. But, and then after I got done with the Lego scandal, this horrific gem came across my feed.
Hey everybody, thanks very much for joining me. I probably don't need to tell you that artificial intelligence will almost certainly be the most transformational technology in the history of the world.
Yes, at first it might just seem like another mundane Bernie Sanders video, but I do feel like what he's proposing here can have dire consequences on our society and our futures.
It will profoundly affect the lives of every man, woman, and child in our country and, in fact, throughout the world. It is already bringing significant changes to our economy, our democracy, our emotional well-being.
I think AI has had a major detriment on a lot of people's emotional well being, but it's mostly people I believe that are just more prone to be on the more psychological, like off kind of side. Like the more you are to prone to it, the more likely you are to take to it like that. But the bigger problem, I believe, that is going to be and is currently affecting most people here in America is the intellectual offloading. They're basically turning off their brain and they're putting off the work to AI. And I was going to mention about how freaking senators are like using it and whenever they're not even supposed to. And I looked it up because I remember seeing an article about it a few months ago. And this month, they're allowing them to use them now. They're using freaking Chat GPT and all this other. I was literally arguing with Chat GPT just the other day because I knew it was getting stuff wrong, and I just can't believe it.
Our environment, and how we educate and raise our kids. There is also a very real fear that as AI becomes smarter than human beings, it could eventually function independent of human control with potentially catastrophic consequences.
See, that's why I think people don't understand about AI. It doesn't need to be smarter than you. Even a mindless beast can kill you. It just needs a reason, a motive, a threat.
The question is not whether AI will change the world. It will. The question is who will own and control that future, who will benefit from it, and who will be hurt by it. Will AI be used to make life better for working families? Will it help us eliminate poverty, extend life expectancies, and help us solve the climate crisis?
These are legitimate questions.
Or will the future of humanity be determined by a handful of billionaires
And the millionaires.
who have developed AI to become even richer and more powerful than they are? That is the fundamental choice before us. And let us be clear, AI was not created out of thin air.
Close. The money it creates is actually out of thin air. You see, there's such thing as an AI bubble. Right now it's theoretical, but you see, the companies of AI are just paying each other over and over again for different services, which is inflating their actual value. And then you want to extract that value that's completely made up.
The foundation of AI is our collective human intelligence. Let me repeat that. The foundation of AI is our collective human intelligence. Our books, songs, artwork, journalism, computer code, scientific research, videos, conversations, images, and ideas spanning generations.
And it also consumes its own generated responses. Phase 1, it consumes everything humanity is. Phase 2, it consumes new information and its old information that it spat out. And this is going around and around and around. It is causing hallucinations, and there's AIs that's freaking out and saying absolutely a fake and absurd stuff.
As Sam Altman himself acknowledged, AI models were trained on our, quote, collective experience, knowledge, and learnings of humanity, end quote. The reality is that big tech oligarchs have fed this knowledge into their AI models without permission, acknowledgement, or compensation.
And this is the moment every communist dreamed of, where they could introduce the universal income that takes a great step into their dream government. And remember, in a communist society, when you own everything, you will own nothing.
In other words, the creative work of millions and hundreds of millions of people has been stolen by the wealthiest people in the world. The time has come to reclaim what was stolen from us. Since AI is built on the collective knowledge of humanity, the wealth it generates must benefit humanity, not just Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison, and other billionaires.
I mean, all in all, I think this is a good idea. But in a perfect world, it is a great idea. But we don't live in a perfect world, and there's so many factors that actually makes this a horrible idea. And if it's done right, if it's a good idea. But that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be done right.
Or the venture capitalists and Wall Street firms who see AI as the next great wealth extracting machine. And that is why in the coming weeks, I will introduce the American AI Sovereign Wealth Fund Act. This legislation would give the public a direct ownership stake in the largest AI companies in America through a one-time 50% tax, not on profits, but on stock. It would do two extremely critical things. First, it would give the American people a direct role in determining the future of this technology.
And I think it's a major way to silence people's protest about all the AI centers popping up. They just have to give an itty bitty piece to every little person to keep them kind of happy. That's all they got to do. Soon there won't be no protest. And then there'll be AI centers, not in just every field out in the bum bleep nowhere. They'll start to be in every city and every house. They'll have an AI computer.
No longer would the future of AI be dictated by a handful of big tech oligarchs while the rest of the world sits back and watches them do what they want. Secondly, it would guarantee that the trillions potentially created by AI are used to improve the lives of all of us, not simply to make the richest people on earth even richer. And I have to tell you, this is not an original idea. OpenAI has proposed creating a public wealth fund to give every citizen a stake in AI-driven economic growth.
I mean, in reality, the money's not even real. The way the stocks work are absolutely ridiculous. It's all just forms of manipulation.
Anthropic has proposed national sovereign wealth funds with stakes in AI. Elon Musk has said direct federal payments are the best response to AI-driven unemployment. Over 100 sovereign wealth funds already exist worldwide. Norway used its oil wealth to create a $2 trillion public fund. Alaska created a sovereign wealth fund that has paid dividends directly to residents for decades. Every year, people in Alaska get a piece of the action from their oil revenue. Even President Trump has proposed establishing a United States sovereign wealth fund. The billions, if not trillions, generated by this legislation would provide direct payments to the American people and help guarantee health care, education, and housing as human rights.
This fund is one of the biggest trap falls that the human race is going to face. You see, there was a rat study where it's like called like the Rat Society, and this dude, he created 2 cages. And in these cages, he made one group of rats work for the food, and another group of rats just had the food laying out. And what ended up happening is the ones that had to work it out of barbed wire continue to have a healthy society, but the ones that just had all the free food, they started gathering around certain feeders. They started leaving other feeders completely desolate. They formed groups, and then they started committing heinous behaviors and violent tendencies. And then, after all this, they stopped reproducing. And eventually, the population would die out. But if you took a rat, one of the last rats from that population, and you put them into a healthy population, that healthy population won't make that one rat conform. That one rat will make the rest conform. I know we're not rats, but we are still subject to the same society kind of thing that those rats kind of went through. I've seen similarities, and I've seen like one for one things that in that study to human society is absolutely insane.
The principle is quite simple. When a public resource generates wealth, the public should share in that wealth. Artificial intelligence is being built on a public resource far more valuable than oil. It is the accumulated knowledge, creativity, and labor of all of humanity. Bottom line, the future of AI must not be decided behind closed doors in Silicon Valley. It must not be dictated by billionaires seeking to maximize their power and profits. It must be decided by workers, parents, teachers, artists, scientists, communities, and the American people. It is our future. We must decide it. Let's get it done. Thank you very much.
You see, I think the reality of the situation, it's less about who is going to control it, and the fact is, it's already in control of us. It's being used in our court systems not to help organize or to help find out information. It is helping all the way down to making decisions. And that's very concerning because whenever Biden was appointing people into office, most of his people couldn't even answer the questions of basic about amendments. What amendments were what? It's absolutely insane. So while I was looking into this, I remember seeing an Epstein document talking about how the judicial branch is already controlled by AI. So I went to go look for it, and it was already missing. They took it out of the Epstein documents, and I tried to ask the Google AI about it, and it has no idea what I'm talking about.